All right, hey there, Mark. Just give me a second here. I'm trying to put all the charts together, but let me start with just the daily, and I'm gonna dial down from the daily and go through every time frame here. So when we came down here to 5650 on Sunday, I was already getting a bullish indication because I was getting what's known as a bullish continuation pattern here on RVI right off the low. Now, at the time, the bar had not completed. So you just saw that this was way down here. So it had not curved yet, but you could see in relation to the previous low that it was pretty extended there. So I could not make a trade off of that, but I was keeping in mind that I saw that this was, excuse me, way lower. Now, if you look at the 4 hour, this is the low on that night in Globex, and again, you had this push down, but the indicator was way up here. So even though the bar hadn't closed in that 4 hour bar, I already saw that we were creating potential divergence there. You jump down to the 1 hour. 1 hour also had pretty clear divergence off that low. And you jump to your 30 minute. The 30 minute as well was pushing down. Whoops. 30 minute was pushing down here, and my indicator was way up here. So that was another indication. Now we jump down to the 10 minute, and here's January 31st. So you can see I don't have it drawn on here, but again, now actually we did not have it on the 30 minute, so forget about that. Or the 10 minute, forget about that. And then if you go to the 3 minute, we had it on the 3 minute. Now the 3 minute was not really the most beautiful signal, but it still was a signal where we pushed up here and RVI came down just a little tiny bit, but that's still a reversal indication. And so that was everything from the daily all the way down to 3 minute. And I could even bring up the 1 minute and show you, here's the low here. You can see this is January 31st, the Sunday. Let me actually bring it so you can see the whole thing. So here's that 5650. And you can see this huge exaggerated push on RVI, and then we came up even though we made a lower low in price. So on the 1 minute, I already had a potential entry right here off the low when this closed, this candle closed. Now when you jump to the mega time frames here and we start looking at the market from a daily up to a monthly, first of all, if you look at the daily for the last 10 years, we have not broken below the 40 on RVI, and we've been in this 40 to 80 range. Of course, we're building up a little bit of exhaustion off these highs, but even after the huge crash last year, we were kind of looked exhausted here, and we just continued pushing, right? So it was a very bullish chart just because we're holding the 40, first of all. And we had that potential divergence that I talked about when I first started the video. Now, if you jump to the weekly also, if I remember correctly, yeah. So on the weekly, when we were down there on the Globex on Sunday, I actually made a video where I covered the weekly, the monthly, and the daily, and it's up on my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I didn't dial down to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and then so I could say, well, look at that, we're probably going to have a big push here because all the time frames are agreeing. But you can see here when we push down to this low on Sunday's Globex, RVI was way the hell down here. And I said in the video I made that even though it was there, that was not necessarily a tradable thing to notice, but it was something to keep in mind because there was such a discrepancy here. And so then when you zoom out and you look at the weekly, extremely bullish chart, we haven't even broken the freaking 60 on RVI, which is a very bullish signal. The only time we did was the huge crash when COVID happened. And so then when you jump to the monthly, give it a second here to load. The only thing that was bearish about the monthly was there is a big, what I call an IRB bar, and I learned that from Rob, I can't remember his name, he's a big professional trader, and he calls them inventory retracement bars. It's when your wick is 50% or more of the whole candle. And so that's what I saw as being the only bearish indication when we were coming into the first week of February and the beginning of the month. But if you look at overall the RVI pattern here, and I said that in the video I made, even though we had this retracement bar here with a typical reversal candle, there was absolutely no indication on the monthly here that we were going to reverse. I did not have any signs of exhaustion. There's no divergence. There's nothing. So overall, I did not see anything showing me that we should have pushed to some lower level. And if you look at the monthly here, you can see when we came down to 56.50, we were bouncing directly off that November high. So we had that resistance that was now support, and sure enough, from that low, we've gotten this push, and now looks like we are just testing the all-time highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we're at 4,000 by next week, because the bulls are so damn relentless. So I hope that helped, and I'll go ahead and upload this for you.